Hump.
Do the Humpty Hump. Do
Guys,
the Humpty Hump.
welcome to Burn After Watching.
Burn.
After.
Burn.
We also have this Ellicott beer, which is pretty great.
Ellicottville Brewing Company.
I have a
Brewing Co.
mole stout.
Mole, mole, mole! With spices.
Prost. Spicy.
Oh, this is good beer.
Chocolate.
Oh, such a good
Mole,
beer.
mole, mole.
Wow, that tastes just like moles.
Woo! Okay.
The animal.
So, guys, we watched the prequel to Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
I don't know if they're in the same universe.
Okay. I hope they are. I hope it's
But
like a monster.
it's from the maker, because obviously if you guys are huge fans of ours,
Jagged Edge Productions.
Jagged Productions is making the Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, so we decided to watch one of their other movies.
Also, they have many movies which these actors have also been in, and which look pretty much exactly the same. So there was like a Jack and Jill one.
Yeah, I actually picked this one just for the title, honestly, because they had a Hansel and Gretel one and stuff like that too. Yeah.
And again, remember, it's like the Jewish ones I watched in the 80s where they were like cheap, made for TV fairy tales, and now it's like cheap, made for streaming horror movies.
And this was the Curse of Humpty Dumpty, guys.
Not even just Curse of Humpty Dumpty.
Yeah, the Curse of Humpty Dumpty.
Yeah. Curse of Humpty Dumpty.
Oh, just know the.
It didn't even deserve the thought. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Curse of the Humpty Dumpty.
You guys, so this movie's starting out.
You're making it better than
from the jump. We meet the titular Humpty Dumpty being lovingly crafted
titular.
by.
Did anyone else go the Humpty Dance? It's your chance to do the hump in the beginning.
Do the Humpty Hump. Do the Humpty Hump.
I think that's how they should have started.
Yeah.
No, there's no sex in this
Or-
movie.
No, it's intense.
Or the voice of Humpty Dumpty is Humpty from CT Music Factory. Yeah. No?
Okay.
Cowards!
He's not English enough. Not English enough.
Look, I once got busy in the
So-
Burger King bathroom.
So what bothers me about this beginning scene is you're like, oh, she's making a
Everybody-
doll.
oh.
It's terrifying. Why is she making this doll? But also, so the eyeballs, when the opening scene opens and there's eyeballs there, the eyeballs are like maybe this big in comparison to her hand. But then when you finally see the doll finished, the eyeballs are like this big. And I was just like, okay, this movie just immediately throwing anything out the window. It's like, nope, it's just what we're saying it is. Go with it. And you're like, okay, cool. I guess I know what this movie is.
The scales / continuity in this movie,
Terrible.
fucking insane.
Very
Not terrible.
weird.
Like someone just didn't care.
Like, the Humpty doll looks small to you most of the time, sometimes, and sometimes it's like giant.
Well,
No, but the head is always big. The
but
head is
also
huge.
between scene cuts, it's like it'll be sitting like,
Yeah.
and then it'll be like.
Yeah, and then it's like, clearly I have a human body in me
like,
now.
we just cut between scenes and that happened and nobody noticed it.
No,
You
but
know,
then there's
okay.
several scenes where the women are carrying it and its legs are just like flopping around and you're like, okay, what?
I guess, right?
So, but she makes this doll at the beginning and she calls it, there you go, Humpty. And it's like, well, there's his name, I guess.
Roll credits.
Yeah, seriously.
So guys, we meet, first off we meet Wendy, an older woman.
She's having
It's
a
not that old, though.
creepy birthday
She's
party?
50. This is her 50th birthday.
Oh, it's 50?
Yes, there's a 50th
Remember, we do have to qualify that these people are English. So she's an English 50, which is like an American
70.
Like, yeah, like 75 or something.
Well, due to the circumstance of what's happening to her, you're like, oh, I thought she was like nearing the end of her life, but she's 50. Like, I'm like, shit, not that far away.
So, but she's having a birthday party and everyone's there, but it doesn't feel right. And she's just doesn't know what to do. And their daughters come up on her, and she's like, where is everybody? And they're like, they've been gone for ages, Mom.
Ooh.
She's like, what? I've been sitting here holding this cake
You're allowed
that
to
no one cut at a birthday party?
No, it's just in her lap. Like, they're just like, oh, Mom's just chilling in that chair with the cake.
I guess we'll just leave.
Bye.
Cool. None of us wanted cake. None of us wanted cake. What?
So off the jump, you're super confused. Plus, they're all talking in like that super accented English, and you're like, okay.
Mum. You know, rich British
Jelly-o
people,
chip
Mum.
chips.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, her brain's broke. Okay, that's what I got. That's like the first thing I pulled
Yeah,
out.
but dementia?
Yeah.
They left ages ago.
And there you go. Because next scene is they're at the doctor's office where she's getting tested to see if she has dementia. And her daughter's like, tell her about this creepy dream you've been having where she's burying something in a garden? Creepy
There's
garden.
like blood
dream.
on her face in the dream, by the way.
Yeah.
Like,
If you're having that's a horror movie,
if
though,
you're
right?
having that dream though, and you're seeing it from a third person, you're like, oh, I did something bad.
And she's not remembering things. She's
And this
forgetting
her daughter
memories.
Liz is kind of taking care of her brunette. And
Yeah,
then
we have
she's,
Liz and we have Hazel.
Yeah.
So basically, Liz takes her to the doctor, and the doctor's like, she needs to be somewhere safe because we have to get her tested, but it sounds like, she could be a danger to herself or maybe to other people. People could take advantage of her. You should really get her somewhere safe. And Liz is like, well,
and
we
Hazel's
do have...
the opposite.
No, I'm talking about the doctor.
Oh, okay.
Talking to Liz.
I think Liz
And
was
Liz is like, oh, we do have a country estate. We could take her there.
Because they're British.
They're super rich British people.
Have you seen Downton Abbey, guys? Like, everyone has one.
Yeah.
I was like, well,
He said it every time too, and I'm like, yeah. Like 20% of the people have them, and the rest are in like public housing. So, yeah, exactly.
But also, Liz is like the conservative.
So
trying to
Liz
take care
is
of
like
her
the
mom.
overprotective daughter. Yeah,
of
she's
course.
like, I want to make sure mom can't hurt herself. Like, I'm worried about her. This is very serious.
For good reasons, which we'll find out later.
But she makes her sister come with her out to the countryside, and her sister's like,
The opposite.
Mom's fine. Everything's
That's
fine.
cool. That's not dead
I
thing.
don't even want to be out
Ah,
here. I'm
I
the younger
can sit
sister.
there.
I have like friends and stuff. You don't have any friends. I have to leave all my friends and come out to the country with you. She's the worst.
Like, okay. But also right at the same time.
Well, no, they're both right, and that's the whole story, right? But the sister's basically like, Mom's just a little forgetful, and it's like, no, Mom is straight up forgetting who
Like,
she is.
I also
Where
pieces
she
of
is.
time, like
Yeah.
slices of her day. Like she's really.
Well, and,
So-
so of course, they're taking her, and she's like, well, and mom's probably sitting in the back of the car, and she's like, what if she's being tricked into a place that she won't be happy?
Yeah, like, no.
Like, Hazel, shut up.
Yeah, and she's like, well, there's bad memories at the house because that's where Dad left us. And she's like, well, maybe any memories are good because we want to, like, wake up her brain, basically. Like, let's take her somewhere
Which
that
at this
she...
point, you're like, I'm on board, okay.
Yeah,
Liz,
sure.
Luckily, Liz, being the super protective one, says, Hazel, let's go in the store and leave Mom asleep in the
No,
car.
that's not even
What
Hazel.
the
No,
fuck?
so,
I was like, what the fuck is
so
this?
basically Hazel's like, I
Just
want
wake
a
her up.
burger. And she's like, well, I want a burger too, but we shouldn't leave her alone. And they're like, but we both want burgers. And she's like, she'll sleep. We can go in.
Do they not have drive-thrus in England?
Yeah.
Is this what they're trying to tell us?
Seriously.
Like, there's not a fucking drive-thru?
Also,
there?
tell your sister what your order is, and one sister can go in.
What the fuck?
And if you both have to go to the bathroom, just fucking take turns.
How I freaked out there. I freaked out. I was like, "What are they doing? What?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Maybe Mom wanted fries at the very least.
The doctor just diagnosed her with dementia, and you're leaving her alone in the car."
Yeah.
And of course, that goes horribly wrong in seconds.
So she wakes up. She doesn't know who she is or where she is. And then this creepy guy
That
is
basically
peering through the window.
Was creepy. That was creepy, dude. And what was that about? I don't know.
Well, no, and you expected
know.
it. Yeah, you find out later. Because you
Eventually, yeah.
expected it to be some guy who was just like, are you okay? Because
Yeah.
she was kind of freaking out in the car.
Oh, okay.
But then he just disappears when the daughters show up, and you're like, what?
It was creepy.
And the daughters are basically like, we're really sorry, Mom. You know, we just were hungry and we had to go to the bathroom, so, let's press on.
And she's like beside herself, and they're like, "Okay, well, you will just forget about that.
Yeah.
Keep going." Like, okay, what the fuck?
No, it's, yeah.
Like, she's probably fine. Just keep going.
So, but they get to this country house, which is a fucking, like, mansion in the country.
It's
of
gorgeous.
course. Because they're super rich.
With the gardener who lives
With a
there.
gardener. Yeah.
Who, although they have not been there in years, is still gardening every day.
There's like an estate that's paid him to take care of this
Yeah.
place, basically.
Oh my gosh.
That's how rich
Which, by the way,
dad
is
was,
the
I guess.
whitest fucking thing I've ever heard
So,
of. in my
no,
life.
yeah.
Like, okay.
Ridiculous.
By the way, is this guy not a fucking dilf? Right? Like a G-dilf? Like, he's like super...
First of all,
like, he's an English Ken.
he is the neighbor from Home Alone. Mixed with Conan O'Brien's dad. Like, he's basically like, if you squish them together, fusion dance.
No, yeah, he's got very, like, deep set eyes, very serious brow, but, like, kind
Fuckable
eyes.
brow, yeah.
And
exactly.
Hazel says.
No, Hazel, the younger
Oh, yeah.
sister, is
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I can't believe I fancied him. And you're like, he was an
What?
adult man.
There was no
like
way
a
that guy was
fully adult
handsome.
man. Not even like
No
maybe
way.
30s dad. No, he was like in his fucking 40s.
But then you have to remember, England. There's not like...
No, and also, she was only 50? So really, probably he was 30 back when she was like into him, or mid-30s.
very fuckable
No,
age,
still
yeah.
gross.
There's no
Still
way-
gross,
look
but
at-
like
look
not
at
as
him
bad as
now.
I...
He's not a good looking dude. He's not.
Matt, England,
Honey.
he's like a
In
fucking
20 years,
model.
maybe he would be like a good-looking good dude, right?
He's an English model, is what we're saying.
I mean, it's England, right?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
I mean, look at John Oliver. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Are you saying he was right, said Fred?
basically,
Holy shit.
too sexy. Think about it. Think about it.
Because somebody look up and make sure he is or is not
You'll
right,
see this
said
movie in a
Fred.
different light if you're like, he's the sexiest guy in Britain.
So, a lot of this movie, these
like
people were definitely working...
David Beckham, him.
These people were definitely working their hardest to, like, really act in this movie, and yeah, they were trying so hard, right?
That's
Okay.
like what it says in the box, by the way. I think the DVD is like, they really tried.
They tried so hard.
To be fair,
To be
the
fair,
acting in this movie wasn't that bad. Compared to some of the movies we've seen.
I'm not saying it was horrible. I'm just saying it was off sometimes, but they were just executing it. They did not care.
I agree.
It was what it was.
But
Oh, by the way, the scene, just because Jamie said that I should add her comments in here.
okay,
okay,
go ahead.
Jamie, comment.
So when Hazel said that she fancied gardener guy whose name I wrote down somewhere.
Jim.
We'll say Jim. She thought that they were gonna
It's
fuck.
Bill. It's Bill.
There
She
you
thought
go.
they were gonna fuck, and I was like, "What?
I mean, she looked down the clown though.
Like what?"
She looked down the clown.
But
Hazel,
still,
Well, they
what?
definitely have daddy issues because their dad left them.
Yeah, right.
I mean, not her real dad, but
Womp womp. Spoilers.
Yeah, seriously.
Wouldn't spoil that one. So Liz gets Hazel on board though with this whole taking care
Well,
of mom
so
in the
they,
house.
yeah, well, no, she kind of does. They're talking and they're kind of
Enough.
arguing because clearly Liz is overprotective but also being intelligent about it. And Hazel is much more like, Mom's fine, you have to let her be independent, which is like, you want her to be independent, but then she goes and proves her wrong because she hurts herself making tea. And it's like, that's just making tea. That's a simple thing. So, like,
Like,
you guys do
immediately.
need to be there with her. Yeah. She's like fast, like going downhill fast.
Did anyone else have problems with the sound levels in this movie?
Oh my God.
They were fucking
no,
insane.
At one point, I asked him to be quiet because I'm like, I literally can't hear what they're saying.
Hey!
Yeah,
Why are you
exactly.
screaming
it
this
was
scene?
weird too because they ADR in some part. You could tell, like when they're walking out halls. There's a lot of ADR fixed parts.
There's also
But
CGI
sometimes
in
they
this movie.
didn't
We'll
fix
get to
anything.
it.
Oh God.
There's CGI. We'll get
But
to it.
sometimes they didn't fix anything. You're like, what the what are they doing? Who was doing the sound in this
Yeah.
movie?
Yeah.
Like
It was
it
very.
didn't make
It was
sense.
off-putting.
Yeah.
It's off-putting.
So basically, Hazel realizes Hazel sees that her mom hurts herself, and she's like, "Okay, we do have to like be here for mom. We have to work together." But right before this happens, there was a cliffhanger because Liz goes, Mom told me something, and I don't even know if I should be telling you this, but maybe I should tell you. And she's about to tell her, and then
The
their
bad
mom
thing,
hurts
the bad
herself.
thing,
Yeah,
so-
and it's like, what did the mom say?
Also-
Does it have to do with her dream? What's
Hazel
going on
wasn't
here?
100% on board yet, but like, cause she's like, we should go to the shops and like go see
Sure.
some
Go shopping
Yeah.
and get to the shops and get some
And
tea and
that's
crumpets
really
and biscuits.
is the impetus of this whole movie.
Yeah.
Is they go to these shops.
So also, but the next scene where they're doing the whole tea thing, and they're like, "Oh, Mom, we'll make you a new cup," because she like burned herself. Hazel's like, Liz is like, "I wanted a cup of tea too," and Hazel's like, "You didn't tell me that." And it's like, but no English person, especially a mom, makes one cup of tea. Like you make a whole fucking pot of tea. Like that. It's
Like,
so.
what kind of
I
weird
just, yeah.
information is
I'm
this?
just saying. Yeah, I'm just
Guys,
saying.
but then we get to meet the best character in this
Oh
movie
my
by
God,
far.
Aunt Beryl.
Beryl, which I
Yeah.
thought her name was Meryl because that's an actual name.
He thought the same thing, and I'm like, no, it's Beryl, and he's like, that's not a name. I'm
Yeah,
like,
so
no,
I wrote
it
Beryl
is.
like the
also,
object
the
of
first
Beryl.
3 times she said it sounded exactly like Meryl.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like,
yeah,
okay. And she's like, she looked it up. So she's like, it's
No,
Meryl. I'm like, I don't fucking
just
believe
like,
you.
Just like the guy from the Unexplained shows, they mumble a lot, so the
Is
consonants
it
can sound the same. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Beryl
There's
and
also like the
Meryl
guy
and
from
Daryl.
WrestleMania. It's like WrestleMania.
Exactly.
Did you know Sasha Banks?
There's like an ASMR.
Basically, they're home. Bill's come by, and they're like, Bill, come back later. We'll explain everything to you.
They also tell Beryl to come back tomorrow, knowing that they're not going to be there. I'm like, that's
Well, no,
fucked
they
up.
do tell her to
Yes.
come back tomorrow, but then they're like, okay, we'll go to the shops. So
But
it's
then
just
already
like,
before this mentioned this, so like they basically just like fuck you, Beryl, which I
Yeah.
like, but also is a little fucked up.
She seems like I went. The vibe she gave me for the whole movie was Saxville Baggins from
yeah.
Lord of the
Yeah.
Rings.
Mhm.
She definitely
Just being all fucking nosy, just
I mean,
showing up.
but
Nobody wants
fully,
to.
fully like an English 8 on the scale of hotness. Like, she was gorgeous.
She was.
Wow.
For English.
No, you're right.
Wow. Shit.
English shape.
Was she in another movie besides this?
No.
One of the jagged edges other movies. Yeah.
She's like
You think she's in Blood and Honey?
She's like the writer's
Maybe.
wife. She's like the
Maybe.
writer's wife, probably.
So they go to the shops. They're like, hey, Aunt Beryl, we'll see you tomorrow, but guess what? We're gonna go to the shops.
They go shopping.
Yeah. And they go to a secondhand store.
The
where
Avery English shop.
Yeah. Where the mom picks out a dress that's just like a lace sheath dress. It's not even
She
that racy.
No, but she want them tits out.
And she was
You
like,
know what I'm saying?
oh, how would I feel in this? And Liz, being super overprotective, is
Yep.
like, how can you wear, like, you're a child now.
Like,
You
it's
can't
got a
wear
nice
that.
view, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, she
And
want them
Hazel's like,
tits
show
out.
your nipples.
Yeah.
Like,
Like,
okay.
tits out. Ooh.
No, but what I like is that Hazel says to Liz, she's like, hey, she's fucking crazy. Let her get what she wants,
Exactly.
you know? Yeah, like, it's
And
not
Hazel
gonna cost so much.
again, for the not the last time this movie is right.
But yeah, but then they go back and forth because then Liz, what I like is that Liz is like, you know what, you're right. And she's like, Mom, if you want the dress, you should have it. But then the mom's like, well, I don't want it anymore. And it's like,
I want a
because
creepy
you're
doll
fucking nuts.
instead.
Yeah, exactly.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Because then she comes up to this doll and she's like, remember this doll? No one
Okay,
wants to remember this
Okay,
doll.
okay.
So we're going to start right here. We're going to say.
There's two dolls.
Yeah.
There's fucking Humpty Dumpty and I think Sweet Tooth from Twisted Metal. I'm pretty sure.
There you go.
Yes.
What the fuck?
Voiced by Will Arnett.
Soon.
Wait. Please, what?
It
Wait,
is.
what?
Yes, it is.
You didn't tell me
No,
about
no,
this.
we already.
Keep going. I'm sorry I did
This
that.
for later. But also, these two dolls look like fucking garbage.
Creepy.
Completely.
No, they look
Fuck
creepy.
you.
They look creepy as fuck.
Fuck
And they're like,
So,
like six,
no.
like,
Fuck you.
they're like five
No,
foot
and this
five dolls.
has been
like,
this
what
has
the fuck
been
is
done
happening?
before because in all the fucking Annabelle movies, that doll is creepy and gross as fuck, and people are like, "This was a
Why
collectible
can't
doll
people
or
go
something."
on?
Yeah, this is so
Several
weird.
times in this movie, they talk about how
They're like,
everyone
this doll
loved
was
that doll.
adored. No, it is
Fuck
the
you.
creepiest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life.
Fuck you.
Burn it with
don't
fire.
believe it.
Immediately
This
burn
doll
it.
looks like shit.
Buy it and burn it.
So
like,
this scene gets dumb real quick.
Yeah,
It was like,
because she
"I'm
goes-
not for sale.
No. So
It's
she
just not for
basically,
sale on
the
it.
mom says to the girls, she goes, "Don't you remember this doll? Your father bought it for me." And they're like, "We don't
No,
fucking
no,
remember
what the fuck
this
is
doll.
that
This
thing?
is creepy."
Although they
She's
should
like,
remember because it haunts
no,
your
but
fucking
they
dreams.
had already left the house apparently. Because she's like, "Oh, he got
It
it.
still
for
haunts
me."
your dreams.
The timeline for this
Uh,
also makes no fucking
Yeah,
sense.
he got it for me after you left or something, and then everyone loved the doll, and I have to have it. So yeah, so the shopkeeper's like, and it says right on it, not for sale. And the
Not for
shopkeeper's
sale.
like, yeah, it's not
But
for sale.
why? Why
Which-
does she have that doll too?
But
to begin
also,
with? What the
yeah,
fuck?
also why?
Never
There's another
explained.
doll too. It's creepy. It doesn't make no sense. But also, many shops have displays that say "fucking not for sale." Like I've seen that many times
Oh, yeah.
at fancy
And
shops.
Hazel's an asshole.
And
about it.
Hazel just goes off on this woman.
Jimmy's right. I was like, because I was on Hazel's team. I was like, why don't just fucking sell the thing? Whatever. You don't. Why even put it in your damn shop if you're not gonna sell it? And she was like, no, because Jamie goes to a lot of like little tchotchke shops. Too.
Yeah.
She's like, why? Yeah, because sometimes you have this stuff here, and so
And sometimes they already sold it too, so it might have been
No, and
sold
that's the
somewhere
thing. I
else.
was like, maybe someone like purchased it before, like, and they haven't picked it up yet.
yeah, I'm gonna think of that. But yeah, so she like gives an astronomical price for this doll.
Mm-hmm.
1,000 pounds. She's like, I'll give this doll to you for 1,000 pounds. I'm like, what the fuck?
No, seriously, 1,000 pounds.
It's like $4,000.
Seriously,
That's insane.
that's crazy. It's a fucking creepy ass
Also,
doll.
that doll's gonna weigh a lot if it's 1,000 pounds. Am I
No,
right?
and no. But I love that it's the mom is the only one who really wants it, and the one daughter's just like, oh, to spite this woman, we're gonna say we'll pay 1,000. No, you don't have.
I think it was
1,000
700.
pounds.
I think
It's
700 was the.
Yeah, they did a haggle thing. Standard
which
haggle.
was stupid.
Well, and
A
also
stupid haggle.
Hazel was super rude to the shopkeeper, and
Yeah.
then she was just like, all right, fuck you. Yeah, you can have that thing. Clearly, it's fucking possessed, but you
Which
can have
She
it.
should have. Why would you want that?
And then the mom keeps doing, it's mine. Because it's mine already. I just want it back. It's mine. I'm like,
Okay, so they're like, we're gonna come back. We don't have this money obviously right now. We're gonna come back
Yeah,
tomorrow.
Liz is like,
Get the money.
the banks are closed. Also, we need to fucking think about
Also,
this.
by the way, this shop looks like just a room in a house. It looks like trash. Like,
But
so like-
remember, they're leaving.
We've been to
And
workshops.
Hazel goes,
We've been to
Hazel goes,
workshops.
truth. There were bees.
Yeah.
inside.
Bees.
Hazel goes,
Filled with
Mom,
bees.
didn't you say you liked something in the window? And the mom's like, yes, it was
Where's that
Humpty
doll?
Dumpty.
Like, yeah, that doesn't know
And they're
the
like,
fucking
no,
room.
they're like, the doll was in the back of the
Yeah.
shop. Like, you couldn't have seen it. And she's like, no, I saw him and I wanted him. And they're like, okay. But then by the time they get home, Hazel's like calmed down because clearly this is like, you know, a study in human people and like their feelings and
Guys, but when
issues that they
get
have.
home, what
No, but
happens?
what I love is that she's like, okay, Mom, you know what? Liz is right. Like, we shouldn't pay this lady for this doll. Like, we shouldn't. That's right. This doll's weird, and, you know, we're not going to give her that much money. But then, yeah, they show up at the door, and they're like, what's on the doorstep? And he literally said, he goes, if it's that fucking doll, you fucking burn it. Like, run away.
But,
Like,
first of all, you already told this lady you pay several $100 for this doll, £700. And they're just there.
no.
There's something wrong with that
But
doll.
also the shopkeeper lady like is talking to the doll like, oh, you're gonna get a good home.
But
or
also,
something like that.
like, if that doll ended up on my doorstep, I'd assume that doll was, like, filled with shit or something. Like,
Yeah.
or cursed and it
But
hasn't
even before
yeah.
the curse part, just thinking logically, I'd be like, there's something fucking wrong with that doll, that's why they're giving it to me. Like,
Scott.
it's a dead person's hand
Yeah.
in it.
Or you
Rotting
just,
shrimp
or
in
maybe
there.
you look at the face of the doll and you're like, oh,
Yeah,
that's
No,
no,
yeah.
no, a lot of people love that doll, okay?
that's a
They
nightmare.
A
adore
lot
it.
of people adored
That's
it.
A fucking
They
nightmare.
adored it.
A fucking nightmare.
No.
Why? Why are
No.
we doing this?
So yeah, so basically the shopkeeper turns to Humpty Dumpty and she's like, listen, they were assholes to me and now you're gonna go fuck their shit up. And Humpty Dumpty's like, okay.
And actually, she doesn't even do that because there's a different thing that triggers Humpty that is not this.
We're not there yet.
So yeah, we're but first, which I think this is actually the part I actually laughed at. The only part I laughed at in the movie. Hazel goes, oh, there's probably like a live feed that she's recording us changing and undressing and stuff, and I'm like,
Why?
I mean, maybe.
Maybe,
I mean, maybe.
right?
That doll was free given to you. Maybe it has a nanny
yeah.
camera or something.
look at those
shit.
big ass eyes, right? There's a camera on the eyes.
The eyes are really big.
Don't put it in the bathroom with you.
Ugh. Ugh.
I mean, Hazel had that, like, laissez-faire,
So,
crazy hot...
no, the creepiest
look
part
going,
is
so,
that the mom, like, as soon as she gets the doll, carries it around with her through the house. Like, if they're hanging out in the living room, the fucking doll's
I
hanging out
hate
with them.
everything. Like, okay, if I love you, honey. But if, like...
I love you too.
But, like, if every time we
I love
hung...
you too.
I love
But
you
like,
too.
if
Yeah,
every time we
sure.
hung out, you had, like, Teddy Ruxpin next to you, I'd be like,
Wow.
what the...
But it's like Teddy Ruxpin with like his face all fucked
Yeah.
up, his
Yeah.
eye like out.
Like, you, like, lit Teddy
And-
Ruxpin on
And
fire.
when the tape player was like, oh, Teddy Ruxpin, like you'd be like, oh, that's fucked up. Like, there's something wrong with this person.
I'm like, what the fuck is
This
wrong with
person
you?
is a
Like,
fucked up brain in some way.
No, and I'm just like drinking wine, like, I'm so glad I've got this doll.
I want to kill you.
But Liz and
Okay.
Hazel are just, like, fine with it. They're playing, like,
No, but
charades
Liz-
and
trying to
shit.
help their mom
Liz
out.
does
fuck
call
that
it
shit.
ugly in front of it, and I'm like, I would not insult that thing in front of it.
So,
like,
so Liz buys her mom a journal.
yeah. She's
Uh,
like, Mom, the doctor said the best way to remember things is to write them down. Yeah, so she's like, you should write everything down, and then it'll be good to come back
Guys,
to.
there's an awesome Easter egg in this. Did you find the Easter egg when they're playing the game?
No.
The 2 words. First word.
Baby.
No.
Child.
Child. And then the second word is play
Bongo.
Child's Play. The movie Child's Play with Chucky. Come on, guys. Really?
Oh.
You didn't get this?
No.
Chucky, the animated doll.
I was already doing,
Come
the...
on.
I was already doing the
This
gif
is also
of,
one of the scenes.
I was already doing the gif of Robert Downey Jr. rolling his eyes and Iron Man like this.
Well, and this was also one of the scenes where the sound was really bad, so I'm just like, what are you saying?
This
to each
scene
other?
was only here for this Easter egg, and
Yeah.
it was very stupid. And, like, this is like, we gotta pad the runtime. We need to do
Didn't
something
care.
with the mom.
Didn't care.
Oh, well, we'll talk about Child's Play. Oh,
Well,
I-
you
let's
guys,
talk
guess
about
what
Child's Play.
happens is she gets kind of excited and she knocks her elbow to the side.
Ooh.
Humpty Dumpty, her
And, like,
creepy
falls
ass
from
doll,
the
has a
arm of
great
a chair, by the
fall.
way. An arm
Yeah.
of a chair. Not a great
3
fall.
feet.
Like, this would not
3
break
fucking
anything.
feet tops.
You wouldn't break anything doing this.
No. Plus,
But,
the base
guys,
is like rubber.
If we only knew.
No, and it's funny because he falls. Nothing breaks. Like, you don't see anything break. You just hear the sound where it's like,
Yeah, like it
crack.
cracks down. You're like, okay. I guess
Did he
it's-
crack
But also,
inside?
his face
Like-
is fine.
I don't know.
I'm so confused. What's happening?
Yeah, but Humpty has a great fall, I guess.
Yeah, I said Humpty Dumpty had a great fall.
Oh, but guys.
But also,
by the way-
Hazel looks down and goes, Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. And you're just like, Roll
But then it also,
credits.
but then it also
Please?
shows the doll's
Please?
a close up of the doll's face, and then
Yeah, but please, but also can't it just be roll credits?
Also,
be
can
done
we
with this
get
movie
any
now?
of the King's horsemen and all
no,
the
this
King's
is
men?
like a third of the way through the movie,
Oh
so
my
we still
God.
have like 2/3 of the movie.
Oh my
At
God.
this point, we're like,
Oh my God.
okay, got
So
it.
I love that Humpty was like the toy from Toy Story when people looking at you used to be like,
Guys, I wrote this down. Is this a shared universe? You
Yeah.
think?
Mm.
You got a friend in the
Yeah. So
I'm a demon unless you're
yeah,
looking at
because
me.
she was so Liz is in the bathroom and she comes out and the doll's in the hallway,
5
like
minutes of
slumped
Freddy
in the
shit.
hallway,
Yeah, just like chilling, but also like looking small for some
Yeah.
reason.
like
Because it's just in doll form. I
it's
don't
the
know.
doll form, not human form.
Oh, they also heard like a baby crying at one point.
Yeah.
There's a couple different times you hear a baby crying.
What?
Okay.
Okay, just like
Yeah.
one cry, like, and then like if you heard that, you're just like, okay, it's a fucking
What?
house settling.
Yeah,
Fuck that
what?
shit, like,
So but she sees the doll and she like does this thing where she's like
Why
Yeah.
are you touching?
Yeah.
Why are you touching
By
it?
the way, though, this scene takes too long.
No,
They're-
all
again,
of
they're
those
like,
scenes take
they're
too
like,
long.
let's pad this runtime.
But also, why are you touching it?
And it's
Also-
like face.
But
Her
also,
face,
by the way,
face, her
there's
face.
no payoff for this. Like, you think like at least one time they're like,
Yeah.
payoff.
I
No,
did-
nothing.
Nothing.
Those teeth don't do shit.
But also, I'm walking to the hall. There's a weird doll there. I don't give a shit why I might be scared by it for a second. I'm just gonna keep walking.
No,
I'm not gonna
and then
touch
you
its
lock
face.
your door.
I would check
Yeah.
and see if it has genitalia.
Yeah.
Personally, like
I'm surprised Liz didn't.
Didn't fuck that
Yeah.
doll.
No, that would be the mom. Mom would fuck.
So no, she puts it back in her mom's room, and then way too early in this movie, you
Yeah,
see
we gotta
it.
move.
So it's in doll form, and then all of a sudden it's in human form. Like clearly, it's a whole fucking
Yeah,
body
it's
inside
the
this thing.
legs.
Yeah.
Hands like this on its legs.
Yeah. And it's like, and then it gets up and walks over to her and smells her, and then. So you said it was like in the Toy Story universe. I also think it's in the
Creepy universe.
You got a friend.
the what universe?
Creepy.
Tarzan.
No, I was gonna say this
Like
it
Lightning
the
McQueen.
It universe.
Oh, It, sure,
Because
that
in
makes sense. That makes
it
more
has
sense.
the same demon
It
face.
does kinda
It's
make sense.
almost
100%.
exactly the same. Where
It
it like
does.
opens up and there's
So-
like multiple
too many
teeth.
fucking
And it's like
teeth.
a clown, and I
Yeah.
was like, shit, this is
feels
it, right?
Like somebody
Shit, this is
tried
it.
to make this traditionally, and they just didn't pay any attention to the actual doll.
No.
Like, if you look at this doll, if you look at the demon face, there's too many fucking teeth. There's no way to really open
Not
its
to
mouth.
mention, the demon face is different.
It's
'cause It looks
different.
like a baby.
It's
totally
completely
different.
different. It's
It
completely
looks
different.
like a creepy
Like
baby.
so confusing.
Yeah.
I'm so confused.
I get it. It's confusing.
And so I was like, wait, what is happening now? And I was like, okay, I guess.
But it just like
I
sniffs
think the
her.
eyes were a different color.
When it goes to like slurp her or something. But
Yeah.
Then, like,
But then it just like slinks away.
Yeah.
Because it loves mommy, I guess.
know.
Mommy created
Yes.
it or something.
So then the next day, right?
Lots of cute teeth I wrote here.
Oh no! Wait,
No.
no! Oh my god, this
We need to
one.
keep moving. Come on.
Oh,
Too long.
so we were saying here where we were like, if we were the daughter, we would pick that shit up, take it out into the field, and just burn it that night. Just be done.
Light
Just
on
be like,
fire.
nope, burn it, done. Like I don't know what happened to it. It disappeared. It walked off. And never came
Maybe
back.
they tried to do it, it would have killed them. So.
I don't know.
Also, there's a lot of dolls in this room already.
No, but
None of them have fucking clothes on.
no. Supposedly she's like a doll collector. There's like some older dolls, but then it's just like a bunch of naked baby
None of them
dolls.
have clothes on.
Like none of them look like collectors'
No,
dolls.
when you collect them, you don't want the clothes because you want to make sure they can see the nakedness. Because then you're like, oh,
But-
that's baby 7.
Yeah,
Oh, when she
sure.
first wake up to,
Baby think over.
when she first wakes up to, Humpty Dumpty's got like all the naked dolls like around him, like he's
Yeah.
kind of like hugging
Like a
them.
harem, like a harem.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's like a
yeah,
little-
that's what I thought too.
Yeah, he's like,
yeah.
he's like on them. He's like, yeah, my ladies, like. Oh.
And we get some more of one of his harem later.
We'll
Again.
talk about that because
No,
that was confusing.
We're not there yet. We're
It
not
was
there
very
yet.
confusing.
We gotta keep moving.
Yeah,
guys.
Wendy
Gotta keep
meets
moving.
Beryl. They meets with Beryl, and Beryl's just
So,
being
yeah.
a horrible person.
So Beryl shows up and she's like, hey, yesterday, but you weren't here. And she literally says to her, so the mom's already invited her in because she knows who she is. She's like, oh, I recognize your voice. My daughter told me you're my sister-in-law,
Yeah.
but I have dementia, right? So
I
they're
guess.
talking. They're having like a cuppa together in the kitchen. Liz and Hazel show up and Beryl literally says to her, she goes, oh, you suffering from the same affliction as your mother? And it's like,
hey,
you shut the
fuck
fuck
you!
up. Seriously. My mom has dementia and you're being a bitch about it?
Like, fuck bitch.
I definitely wrote a few times. Auntie is a bitch.
Like, I
Oh
don't
yeah,
whoop your
Beryl was a
ass,
bitch.
Beryl. Like,
Yeah. So, and the worst part is that they're like, oh well, we were gonna go out, but we'll wait until she leaves. And then they're like, she's like, no, just leave. And it's like, if you know this woman is such a bitch, would you find out later they do know for sure? It's like, no, you don't leave your mom alone with her. She's a bitch.
Yeah, she's manipulating.
Yeah.
She's a manipulative bitch.
But the fun aunt, or the funt, if you will,
The funt.
She wanted to go into the attic.
Yeah.
And
So they leave. The
See
daughters
some
leave to
things.
go back to town for some reason.
For some reason, yes.
I
we'll
can't
say for that.
remember.
It doesn't
Yeah,
matter
yeah,
what it is.
it's dumb.
We're gonna go get a crumpet.
Yeah.
Some seats.
So
Ah.
I think it
and
was a
Beryl,
crumpet.
yeah, and so Beryl's like, they're just walking through the house where she's like, oh, let's see the house. And so the mom's like showing her, and she's like, oh, I remember the attic's up there. And the mom's like, well, we only cleared like this floor. We haven't cleaned up the attic. And she's like, oh, but I want to look through old photos up in the attic. And the mom's like, okay. So they
Sure.
go up to the attic together, which also, they go up the stairs. It's dark as fuck. And you're like, where are they going? And then they get upstairs and it's light. There's like, there's
This
tons
is the
of
brightest
light coming
attic
in.
I've
It's
ever
like,
seen in my
wow.
life.
This
Also,
is a
like
really
the,
nice attic.
the fucking stairs are creaky as fuck
Yeah.
as well.
But also,
Which comes
this
into
is
play
the
in the
brightest
pictures,
attic
yeah.
I've
Does it
ever
come into
seen.
play? Like,
This
is it-
attic is like brighter than our house.
Wow.
Like I was like, is this attic all windows? Is a fucking
Yeah, it's very
greenhouse?
well lit.
Like
It's
when-
it's like on an east facing side of the
Because
building.
when you go up the attic, I'm
So-
like, oh, it's like dusk.
South, yes.
It's at least dusk when you go up the stairs. And then we go up there, I'm like, oh no, it's
I
like
felt like
noon.
it was like midday.
A
So,
delicious English breakfast is waiting for them upstairs.
so
Yeah, it
and
looks
then
nice.
the weirdest part is that you can tell right away. You're like, Beryl's trying to pull some shit because she's super
Yeah.
awkward. And the
being
mom's
an
like
ass.
just crazy. She's like, I remember this thing and this thing and kind of this thing. And
Talking
I'm
about
clearly not
brothers,
all
like,
together.
they're like
Yeah.
my brother.
Maybe the husband didn't run out. Maybe
Yeah.
he was
No, because
murdered.
Beryl's got you thinking. Like,
Okay.
she's like, listen, my brother wouldn't
Beryl
leave his
didn't have
family.
me thinking this though. Immediately the first time she's like,
I'm
yeah,
playing in
but
love.
there's
Yeah.
no
By
dad
the
there,
way,
like,
there's
it's her
no
dad. It's her dad.
mystery here. Like
Yeah.
the writer and director was the same person, by the way.
Of course it is.
And it should be for this.
I wrote it down.
Fitting
Hold on, did I write down? It's at the end. I didn't write it down. No. He basically is just like showing little stupid clips in her brain, and then you're like, oh yeah, okay. She like the first like all this blood on her, and she killed her husband. Like,
And you don't see the husband at all.
yeah, and you're like,
And it's like, oh well, he said he ran away. Nope, you killed the husband.
and he's like,
Okay.
Scott Jeffrey,
Scott Jeffrey.
the whitest name ever.
Yeah. So Fun's going through stuff. Doll's on the move.
Ooh.
But guys, the hottie comes back. Super hottie Bill, the gardener, is back, and like I don't know, like I was close to coming here. I didn't fully come yet. But
So she's like kind of checking out the grounds, and she comes upon because they're not
She's
like
checking
you
out
weren't
Bill,
already
though.
knew you didn't know they were already rich. They have a fucking in-ground like inside pool.
Yeah.
And the pool is like as big as this fucking
No, it's
table.
a little pool,
No,
but like
it's a
you,
tiny ass fucking
but
pool.
who cares?
In ground.
It's like
You're
it's like
in the
It's a
water.
toe dip pool.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
English
It's
girls don't
not
take,
for swimming.
English girls don't take their
It's
clothes
for
off.
parties.
No.
English-
What
Don't
party?
complain.
No,
what
it's
party?
for parties.
What
English
party?
girls-
would
Wow.
that be
guys,
You're
as
you're
you
crushing my
We're-
vibe.
as you know,
Fine.
Crushing my vibe.
Fine.
as
I'll
you
take
guys know, English girls don't take their clothes off. They just put their feet. in
Yeah,
the
they
water.
just stick their feet
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
I take-
And they
they
were
take
bathing
their
suits
socks
that
off
cover
and
from
they
like
put their
here
feet
to
in.
here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
They
exactly.
roll up their
Full-
pantaloons
yeah.
and they put their feet
And
in.
full, yeah, other ones.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Also, don't rag on little pools.
Like, that was a terrible pool.
It was a great
Like,
pool.
If it was
I
a
thought it was
plastic
cute.
above ground
I
pool,
loved it.
that's fine.
I
If
loved
it was
it.
a in-ground pool that was
Yeah.
nice, that was
It's
fine.
like a maintained pool. It had like plants inside.
Yeah, also,
It was like a
why?
little
Why is it
pool.
maintained so well? Bill the gardener is doing too much work.
Yeah.
Well, they paid him really
Is he
good.
gonna pay like $100,000 a
I
year?
Yeah, he gets
I
paid
want to
by
be
the
Bill the
estate.
gardener.
I
I
don't
want to be because first off, I'll be the hottest guy in England, and second off, like he's getting paid.
Dude, you were hotter than Bill. I'm just throwing that out there.
I mean, if I'm American, not if I was in England.
Bill,
I'd be like,
Bill,
oh, you
bitch.
look at your nose isn't hooked enough.
He's a thin little bitch, so that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that's very hot in England. Like England, that is like a desirable man. But you've never seen Bridgerton, have you? Like it's like every person.
I have not, you're right.
I haven't seen it yet.
I've
You
seen
want it to look
Downton Abbey,
like
though.
you are sucking on a turd all the time.
Yeah. And little thin lips.
Yeah.
Yeah, so keep going. Doll is watching. I keep writing Beryl. Her name is Beryl. Barre.
Yeah, it's
And
no,
so it's
it's
funny.
BERYL.
I put Beryl wants to roll them. Get it? Like she's a. Okay.
Okay, so anyway, Beryl is basically like, so Bill shows up and the mom goes down to deal with Bill, and Beryl's like, don't worry about it. I'm just gonna like look around. And clearly Beryl's like, I'm gonna see if there's anything like in here. Because she tells her, she's like, this was my brother's house and he disappeared, and I don't believe that he just disappeared, so like you shouldn't be in this house, basically.
Well, it's also like, I deserve at least half of it. You should sell the house and give me half. Give half to his side.
Yeah.
Which is bullshit.
Which Jamie immediately goes, that belongs to the kids then. Like,
exactly.
Fuck you, bitch. I was like, okay.
Doesn't go to the ants. Like,
okay, bitch. Like
you're not a fucking descendant. And I was like, you're right.
So, but Beryl's just like looking around, and then she gets attacked.
This is when she sneaks back in that.
No, not yet.
No,
remember? No, there's
she
a
trips.
first scene.
She just trips.
No, he trips
Yeah,
her
he just trips
in the bedroom. Yeah.
Which, by the way, also, like, you're a fucking weird murder doll. He's like, I knocked you over. Like, what?
But, okay.
He's regaining his strength.
Okay. Here it is, though. Here it is.
Know?
The whole point of this demon was the demon instills fear in you and makes you doubt yourself. Basically, that's like what the demon does.
Oh yeah, it messes with your mind.
Yeah, it messes
as
with
we
your
find out
mind. That's
later,
what it's doing.
So it's kind of like it's like the demon Finn Balor.
No, because
he doubts himself and the ropes break and he falls and gets killed by him.
Don't do that.
Not like this.
Not like this. So I got why they did it, but it was stupid still. And the doll's like on the floor with his hand out like...
It was me.
So we also find out that the mom had a miscarriage.
Cool. Well, no. So she says to Bill, she's like, "Listen, I'm having these memories, and they're so vivid sometimes, but I can't put them together." And he's like, "Well, your husband got you that doll, and everyone adored that doll. No one fucking adored this doll.
They adored it.
It's terrifying.
They adored it."
For some stupid reason, which is not explained, Bill is being super fucking cryptic.
Yeah.
And like to the stupidest levels of
it's because
your husband
he knows
it's
because he
sort
knows.
Of explain it.
Basically, he knows that she has dementia, so he's like, I don't want to make you remember these
also,
things.
He's
these
like,
terrible things.
He promised.
She's fully complicit.
No. He promised to assist her and be there for her with whatever she needs. So if she didn't remember it, he promised to like keep
whatever
she
needs.
Yeah.
That's why we were several times.
He says
several times we were like, they were fucking, right? That's why we were several times.
There's so many unanswered things in this movie. We haven't even gotten there. So basically, he tells her, he's like, listen, you got pregnant, you had a miscarriage, and then you
got the doll basically to like.
You got the doll to as a surrogate to your miscarriage.
It's a full lie. So
yeah,
I'm confused.
It is.
Okay. But also, the baby's name would have been Hazel.
Right. But then,
wait, what?
So then they adopted.
I didn't remember the younger daughter was named Hazel.
They adopted a girl named Hazel. They decided to adopt a girl. But then the stupidest part here is that she's like, "Is that why my husband left?" And he's like, "Yes." And it's like, why would your husband adopt a daughter with you and then fucking leave?
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
Too ugly. Bye.
No, she's not my blood.
Goodbye.
No, it was supposed to be a boy and it's not a boy, so...
I think a boy named Hazel.
Yeah. It makes no sense. So then, this is where, so they go to bed, and then guess who comes creeping back in her weird rich person outfit? So she had these little white shoes. Did you see? They were like...
So he also says... However you feel, the firstborn had to be given, and that's the end of his sentence. And I'm like,
what?
Okay.
What?
So like, the miscarriage was the first child, then she had a natural child, then she adopted.
Yeah, like I'm so confused, right?
You guys are doing too much to set up this timeline, and you're not doing enough at the same time.
No, what it is that
dumb story.
I feel like the story changed multiple times while they were filming, just like a lot of horror films.
Scott,
and they just did a terrible job of putting it together.
You're the writer, Scott. Yeah, you did a bad job.
Like it was so bad. It was so bad. So, but anyway, they're all asleep, and Beryl's like, I'm gonna break into the attic because there's gotta be.
Well, first she like comes in through like a side door, and then she just like pops the door.
Yeah.
Like there's no like breaking in.
They're old houses. They're old houses.
I mean,
it's still B&E, Mike. It's still B&E.
Yeah, like okay. And then she goes up the creakiest fucking stairs and nobody.
I said this to him multiple times. I'm like, you would wake up. She's creeping up the stairs and then walking across the attic. You would fucking
in a house
that
everyone else is already uneasy in because they've heard weird fucking babies.
No, they've been in the city for years. They're not used to the sounds. No, I know.
But also, you're an old house. Get some WD-40 or something. Like,
she's also infiltrating, as you said, in fucking wedges.
No, yeah.
Like, wear some sneaks at least.
So, her whole outfit, I think they were trying to make her look like a rich bitch. So she had these
They succeeded.
white, stupid kitten heel wedges.
Yeah.
Like, that barely fit her feet. With, like, these patterned white stockings with, like, a pink pencil skirt. With, like, a weird lacy top. Like, I was just like, what the
This
fuck
is not
did
what
they
you
put
break into
her
your house in.
No.
Like, just what the fuck?
The pattern on the stockings, like, I was like, is there something, did she get wet or something? And then, like, and she's like, no, it's the pattern. I'm like, okay.
They were, like, lacy
Sure.
stuff. No, it was a
Again,
terrible.
Americans aren't wearing fucking stockings.
Yeah, I was like,
so
okay, sure. I don't know.
I don't know what this shit's
I'm
about.
a guy, I don't know.
But
any
she
of this
looks
stuff.
at the paper, she finds life insurance. And you're like, well, okay, if she found life insurance, like, did it get paid out? No, because he ran away. So
Yeah.
that's actually less evidence
Yeah.
that he was killed.
I was
No,
like, what
and
is
her
this scene
face-
for?
The best part is her face is almost, like, unhappy with what she's reading. Because it probably went to the fucking kids like it should.
But also, nobody got it because he's alive still.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
And then we get the Humpty demon.
Yeah, so she's looking through, and
Giant
there's
murder
like
mouth.
there's like plastic tarps all over the place because it was like they
This
were
is supposed to be scary, I
construction
guess.
in the attic, and so
It looks hilarious
he comes
instead.
through the plastic, and he's like, "I'm gonna throttle you with this plastic."
Yeah,
like,
with like, oh, he's got murder mouth.
Yeah.
Also, he's gonna kill her with the plastic at least. Okay. He's gonna kill her with plastic.
He
Easily
just kind
broke
of
her
leaves
throat.
it over her face.
And she easily breaks
and it's
through.
just, yeah, super easy, rather than
immediately. But what happens is while she breaks through,
What?
the mom wakes up and she's like, "I hear something up in the attic." So she goes up there. So she gets all the way up there. She's
Munch,
like half choking on this plastic. And yeah, the demon baby doll Humpty Dumpty thing
Yeah.
basically just like cuts into her jugular and is like, and looks at the mom as like,
With its
"I
weird
see me,
teeth
I'm
set.
doing this," and like kills this woman.
So, guys, at this point of the movie, what do you think the curse of Humpty Dumpty is?
To have a mouth that you can't fit that many fucking teeth in? Like, that's all I can think of. What the fuck is the point
no
of this
one's
movie?
cursed here. He's just a
Yeah,
monster guy.
There's no fucking curse.
He's just a monster dude.
There's no curse.
Like, he's a standard monster guy.
Yeah, like, what?
I don't know.
Sure. So,
We get
so
the
she
worst
screams.
cop cosplay.
Oh, so by the way,
ever.
Hazel's finally on board with this fucking doll being a piece of shit.
Finally.
56 minutes
Yeah.
into the goddamn movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, fuck you, Hazel.
Maybe he's right then.
Maybe you should
No, and
die.
the best part is the mom's like screaming. She's upstairs screaming, and the daughters still aren't awake. Like, she comes downstairs and calls the police, and then they wake up.
Fully
Like, what?
calls the worst constable ever.
Okay,
What is
so
going on with this cop?
So like, she was
cheapest
like,
police costume ever.
she's like in the English version of Napoleon Dynamite. I
Yeah.
think she might have just come from like
No, he was
the
saying
cop-
she was like one of the extras, like
from
girlfriends
Hot
or
Fuzz.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's like
seriously.
like the extra from Hot Fuzz or something. Like I
Like,
don't know.
hey, does Midge want to be in this? And like,
Yeah.
yeah, Midge wants to be in it. Like,
I'll
Midge over here.
Yeah, put the vest on me, yeah.
So he got his best. Doesn't fucking fit.
So they just you put her in a ponytail, no cap, which British police officers wear fucking caps.
The
so
bobbies,
fuck you.
indeed.
Fuck you. And then they put her in a vest, and the vest wasn't even closed across her chest. It was just like open,
I was like,
and
what-
then like a white dress
Isn't it army
shirt.
surplus.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck is it? And then like just a sheriff's like badge here. And
Why
it's
was
like,
this
what?
the worst costume piece of the movie? Including
worst.
the demon. Like,
No,
what?
including
Why?
Humpty Dumpty himself.
Why?
So mom is like writing this shit down in her journal because she's just like, oh, no one's gonna believe
Yeah, so
me or
basically the
something.
the cop shows up and is like, "There's no blood. There's no evidence that this happened."
Also,
Humpty can only clean this shit up quick.
what the fuck? They find so much evidence later in the movie that I was like, this cop did look. Fuck
Yeah.
you, cop.
Well, because
No,
he
she was
wasn't
the
a real
worst.
cop. Mike.
Listen, just like
He
in
wasn't a
episode
real
of
cop.
You think she was in on
2020,
it?
just
Was
like in
Humpty?
episode of 2020, you find
Was
out
Humpty's
that
girlfriend?
this was all due to bad police
Yeah.
work.
David
You're
Muir
just
would have
like,
found
oh,
this
God.
shit out.
Like,
Like, that's what I'm
like,
saying.
I actually thought it was like, is this an allegory for like police sucking
Yeah,
at the
seriously.
jobs? I don't know what's
Being
happening.
terrible at
I
their
don't like
jobs.
The
this.
cop
but-
was basically
Yeah, like, I'm
inconvenienced.
gonna chastise your crazy mom for
okay,
calling
let's
us.
be honest. The cop was inconvenienced.
Yeah.
They were just like, I hate that I'm here, and thanks for calling me, but next time call me when there's actually
Yeah.
something. Don't be an asshole.
So the worst part is the
Okay.
mom runs off to write all this stuff in her journal because she's like, okay, I have to remember this. This happened. I saw it happen. And the sister basically loses her shit finally. She's like, I didn't realize she was going to lose her mind this fast. And the other, Liz is like, I told you this was
If
going to
only
happen.
someone had told
Yeah,
you.
seriously. She was
Dude,
like,
that's the whole
I didn't,
movie.
I didn't realize I
56
couldn't
minutes in.
handle this. You're just like
56
oh,
minutes
God.
into a 90-minute
It's
whip.
like I don't know if this is supposed to be a horror movie or a drama movie because it's like about this family unraveling together.
And again, these people, these actors are acting their asses off.
Yeah.
They're doing
So
it.
yeah, so then Liz calms down her sister. She comes up to talk to the mom, who's writing in her journal, and she's
You're
like,
fucking crazy
"What are you
person.
writing in your journal? You
She's
shouldn't
like
be writing
doing
in your
it.
journal."
She's
And it's
holding
like,
the pen like this and like writing in it. Like,
but also you got her this journal. Like you told her to write down her memories.
So mom fully draws a picture of the demon.
Yeah.
Really well.
several
Yeah.
great pictures.
Like really, like these are.
Yeah.
I can't draw that well. Well, with or him like this, which just makes me
Yeah.
even more
Yeah.
feel
Crazy
even more
person
inadequate.
drawing.
I'm like, it's like perfect picture. I'm like, I can't even draw that. Like trying to. Okay, well, like give me AutoCAD. I can't do
Yeah,
it
I
that
guess so.
well. And so Liz Googles.
The Humpty Dumpty.
And this
She
again,
Googles the story.
again feels like a filler. Like it just feels like they're like, oh fuck, we only have 60 minutes. In
Remember
this
in
gotta
Twilight
have
when
her
she
find out
Googled
about this.
vampires? They're
Yeah.
like, we're gonna put this in here. So they're like, oh, it's a demon and witches summon the demon and they bring it to
movie.
life
Should
and then
anyone look up the This Is
it
Anything
gives
Real,
them
'cause it sounds like-
immortality,
all they
but
got-
it doesn't.
all,
But
they thought they were gonna get something good, but all they got was death.
well, no, they thought they were gonna get immortality.
But all they got.
All they got was death. Yeah.
So Liz is fully on board with Satan Doll right now. She's like, Satan Doll exists. That's all I need to see was a bunch of things on Google.
Yeah.
So she's
Yeah.
basically anyone that watches Alex Jones.
Yeah.
At this point.
So, but remember, so she's telling her sister about it because her sister comes down in the morning and she's like, what are you doing? And she's like, I was going to tell mom about this. And she's basically like, it turns people against each other because it gets into your brain and into your mind and it makes you think and feel things. It makes you act out when you shouldn't. It's like, so it just makes you human when you're like dealing with stress, basically. Like, what the fuck?
It makes you feel your feelings.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Like, okay.
I guess.
But that's bad and we're all going to turn against each other.
Remember, though, again, to preface, this is Britain. So
Yes.
they don't feel it.
You're right. They're like strong upper lip, you know?
And
Yeah,
also, also remember, this has nothing to do with Humpty Dumpty.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah. Yeah.
At all.
He's not even broken. Like, they painted the brokenness on his face. Like, at least, like, make his face crack or something. No, you don't get that. You don't get anything.
Oh,
It's so
but
frustrating.
what we do get is
Some witchy
mom
memories.
now confusing, now saying, Hazel, you're not my daughter. And she's like, what? I am your daughter, though, because she didn't know she was adopted, I guess.
Yeah, because Hazel, like, finds the doll and, like, puts it back, and this, like, prompts...
Yeah,
It's
it's
like,
no.
"You're not
so
my daughter."
They jump into the third act, and you're just like, what the fuck happened here?
What?
So basically, the mom is like losing her shit. She's like going downhill fast. Liz has left because she's like, oh, I need to go into town to
Which,
research
by the way, what?
this stupid
Also,
thing.
what?
Makes no sense. No sense. So she goes into town to research it, I guess, and Hazel's left with her mom, and her mom starts having flashbacks of her own fights, like physical abuse altercations
Yeah,
with
like, her
her
husband's,
husband.
like, beating the shit out of her.
And she and her and
He slaps his, back slaps the shit out of her.
yeah, past hers, like running away from him. And then all of a sudden Hazel comes up and she's like, Mom, are you okay? And her mom's like, because she found out that she was adopted and she wrote it down, she's not my daughter in her journal, even though it was very praised.
And crazy letters.
Yeah. Like, this is moving along real fast now. Like, I don't know if days have passed, what's going on. And she's like,
Like,
you're
us
not
watching
my
the movie,
daughter. I
days
wouldn't
have
have
passed,
written
yeah.
it down unless it was real. And so Hazel is like, Mom, it's okay. And she's like, no, you're not my daughter. And so she's like, fine, I'll find my birth certificate,
Yeah.
which is like,
And then at this point in the movie, you're like, wait, she never told her she
No.
was adopted?
she's at least 25.
What the fuck?
Maybe 21, right?
What the fuck?
She
least
would
25,
have
maybe
needed
21.
her birth certificate or proof of adoption
something.
by now to like get a job.
Yes! What is happening? I'm so
Exactly.
But also,
confused.
she is 100% sure her birth certificate is there.
In the attic, in a
100%
fucking
sure.
baker's box in the attic.
And so the best
Who
part,
keeps all of their papers
the
in a
best part
baker's
about this
box in
thing
the
is
attic?
they find the adoption certificate in the exact same font as the life certificates, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
this is like they just like they took like some kind of format from like
Yeah.
Word and like just copy
Yeah.
and pasted the
It's
different
terrible.
words, and I was like,
So, but
Wow.
also, you realize that the guy beating her
Ugh.
up, who then you later figure out is her husband, was the guy from the car who was like creeping in on the car on her, and it's
And at
like,
this point, you
whoa,
don't care.
and you don't
It's like,
care.
I
Yeah.
didn't realize that
Like,
at all
what?
until you said it. So.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who
I was
cares?
like, this realization means
Yeah.
nothing to me.
So, but past Wendy does talk to her though, so she runs to her room, but she sees past Wendy in the mirror getting beat
Who,
by
by the
her
way,
husband.
is very poorly de-aged. Just
Yeah.
like a little bit of makeup.
No.
and
But also,
everything,
she's like, you gotta get rid of the doll.
No, she goes, get rid of the doll, which is like, she's already like probably murdered someone. Like, yeah.
Also, you're like, this leads to the climax where she gets rid of the doll.
But also,
right?
like, could
Right?
could
Right?
easily be like, get rid of the doll by burning it in a special
Seriously.
fire with
But,
rosemary.
yeah, seriously.
But either way, she says, get rid of the doll. Does not even try.
No.
Does not even attempt to
Well,
get rid of the
because
doll.
it's her doll, man.
What the
So
fuck,
we're,
bitch?
we're at our favorite part. We're
Oh
at our
my
favorite
God.
part. We're at our favorite part. So it's the doll. It's just the doll. She's looking in the mirror. Past Wendy's like getting rid of the get rid of the doll. And then she looks at Humpty. Humpty's all of a sudden human form again. And then he turns and looks at her. And then all of a sudden,
There's another doll!
for no reason, there's a doll that you've never seen before and you never see
And
again.
it's fully CG!
And it is completely animated.
And why are we doing
And it
this?
makes the same head movement as the other doll. It's like, as Humpty, it like
And
looks
oh,
at her.
they're all possessed. No!
It's just the
It's
one
just
doll
the one
that they
doll.
show. And then they go back to Humpty and
I
you're
was
like,
so confused
what
here.
the fuck is this?
Like Jamie, like was like, you better write this down. I was like, I'm dead. I already wrote this down. What the fuck is that doll about?
What happened there?
What happened here?
We'll never know the story of the doll.
Like,
We'll
also,
never
your
get that.
movie's only 90 minutes. Put an explanation for another doll.
Yeah, you
Yeah, I
spent
hope
what?
it's in
You
there.
spent what? $10,000
Jesus.
on those 5
Yes!
seconds?
For fucking CG bullshit.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And she goes, that's a $3. And I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, let's see shit in there.
So then, but guess what happens?
Ugh.
It stabs Hazel real bad. And she's running
bad.
away and she is
in like the, not the neck necessarily, like maybe the trapezius.
Yeah.
Like, right, like
not even that bad.
It's a problem
But
spot.
she is the worst
Yeah,
at
it's
running
in the
away.
problem spot.
Like, it's literally, if
It's gonna
you
be a tough
didn't
go
know
for her.
this was
Yeah.
supposed to be a serious horror film, you would think it was making fun of horror films because she's literally like holding her neck and she's like
She keeps turning around
looking
and looking.
back,
and like
taking
they're, like,
3
crawling, they're
steps,
falling,
looking
crawling,
back,
yeah, like,
taking like what the fuck are you doing? Run
It
the
was
fuck
like
away!
It was like a Christmas sleigh-esque.
Oh my
run
God.
away.
And
I
then
did make a note of that.
but the music was more dramatic and the acting was more dramatic because in that movie it was just like.
What? I'm gonna go like this.
Yeah.
for you now.
So, and then she falls down the stairs, and you're just like, damn, this girl's fucked, right?
But no, she's still up. She's still going.
She's
Just got
down
like-
at the bottom of the stairs, like,
She's bloody, but she has like 2 hit points. Like if this is D&D, they'd be like, "Oh, you're bloody, but you have like 2 hit points. You can move if you want."
so, but guess what? She gets killed. And then guess what?
She just needs to
Humpty
get killed.
Dumpty?
Humpty eats her fucking face.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Humpty
it's-
Dumpty's like, I'm gonna kill everybody now. Because Bill shows up, he's like walking outside.
Because they dropped him.
He's walking outside, and he looks up in the window, and he sees fucking, like, demon
was chilling.
Humpty.
He was chilling.
Baby demon Humpty, like,
the face
just
And it's
open
like,
its mouth,
and it's like, I need to check this out. In
Yeah, and
one
he's
person
like,
style.
that's not right. I'm gonna go inside. No,
I have
call
the
the fucking
flashlights.
police. Call the fucking police. Call those bobbies. But yeah, he goes inside and basically Humpty's
Yeah,
like, I'm
immediately gets
killing
eaten.
everybody. I'm killing
Bill
everybody.
immediately
I
gets
put,
murdered.
No, but
I
again-
put hot no more here.
But again, it was a long fucking scene because it was so much of like Humpty, Bill, Humpty, Bill, and you're just like, build the tension, build the tension. It's gonna be a jump
definitely
shot.
Tried.
Yeah.
Like the director was like,
They
what
tried
if we
alright.
have him sitting in a chair? And then of course
Yeah.
they did like the doll, like he's like in doll
But then
form,
all of a
and it's
sudden he's human
like,
form.
okay.
Yeah.
and it's just like a cut, and you're like, okay. And then
No.
they cut back to him being in doll form for a second. And I'm like, okay.
That's what I mean. And the worst is that if you really wanted to do that well, the human playing the doll would at least be in
Yes!
the doll, like. swung-
Yes!
And
Why
then,
the
you know,
fuck not?
but every time he was just like, I'm human now.
Because
And you're
I
just
can't.
like,
I can't.
what?
I don't have a lot of mobility.
what?
I can't move my legs like
They were
that.
not
I'm
good at
sorry.
continuity
No,
shots.
it was
let's say.
terrible. It was bad. So,
Guys,
So let's wrap this shit up.
We're close.
please.
We're
I'm
getting- we're
dying
so close,
here.
you guys.
I'm dying.
so Humpty's killing everybody. And
no
the
one's in your
mom.
face at least.
The mom goes out to the backyard and Liz
I
follows
wish.
her because she's like, Mom, what's going on? And she's like, it's the doll. The doll's doing bad things. And the mom's like, it's kind of the doll, but also my memories are coming back. And the mom, so we find out the thing that the mom had told her that she didn't want to tell her sister was that the mom basically admitted to killing the dad. She was like, your dad was physically abusive with me and I defended myself, which, like, shouldn't have covered it up. They should have just told the police, like, he was being physically abusive with
But also,
her.
it wasn't just covering it up. They all sacrificed her baby.
Oh, no. That's even before this.
And
So,
summoned
yes.
a demon.
So really, we find out that the whole point of this movie is that she had a baby, the original Hazel, I guess?
No, she didn't have her. The baby was still in her at that time.
Oh, they cut her open.
No. They just sacrificed the soul of the baby.
Oh, I thought it had
Who
been
was the
born. That's
third
why
person?
the baby
No,
was crying.
that's what. No.
Oh
They
my
just
God.
took the baby from
And
her.
who was the
third
third person? Was it the crazy shopkeeper, or nobody? Because
I
they
was
don't
like,
explain
it's
it.
a third person live because it's like the husband, the wife, like
I thought that too. I saw the dark hair, and I'm like, is she
Maybe
the sister?
the
It's like
dark
a
hair
fucking
is Bill with hair.
yeah, right. Or
No,
that too.
It was a lady.
It looked like that's what I
There's a
said.
lady.
I was like, is it live? We don't find out.
No, because they
Ever.
definitely changed their minds, but they'd already shot
Like
stuff, so they just put
my
it
brain was like
together.
trying to figure this out. I'm like, oh, this must maybe it's Bill.
I thought
sex
for like,
change.
I
don't
waited
know
for
what
about
the
10
fuck.
seconds.
Oh.
I literally tried for about 10 seconds to figure it out.
And then,
like,
like, blood
So
shooting
anyway,
nose,
let's
the
push
movie.
push past whatever was supposed to happen. Basically, you're supposed to be thinking now that it's actually the mom. The mom just fucking went nuts and
Yeah,
murdered all these people,
sure.
and Liz is
I
like,
still
Mom,
think that.
no,
Still
and
think
I was like, no, it's Humpty, right? It's
The
still
Humpty
actually
dancing
Humpty,
to a
but
tune.
she
Does it
thinks
matter
it's
though, right?
her.
At that point, does it matter?
No, it doesn't, because so
Yeah.
Liz goes to call the police, and she's like, Mom, stay away. But Humpty's up on the table, and he slits her throat,
And
and
it's a
then
hump, yeah.
everyone's dead.
It was a hump.
And at the end, she's
He actually
sitting.
corpses her. He's
She's
like,
sitting with
yeah.
her corpse family around her. All the murdered people are just sitting
What?
around her.
By the
like,
way, she's
Yeah.
Hazel.
I
Who
put
was in
surrounded by
the
the ones
fucking
who
ground.
Yeah,
Oh, no,
she
yeah.
did rob. She did
so
rob,
two
yeah.
of the
But she had no
bodies were
dirt
in
on
the
her.
ground.
Yeah, to clean her up.
No.
Come on.
But she still had the blood on her.
Is that the most incredulous
She
thing?
still
in this
had the
movie?
blood on her.
Is that the most incredulous
Fuck
thing
you.
in this movie?
Fuck
No.
you, movie.
Right.
Is this worse than
I
Yoga
put,
Hosers?
this movie she was surrounded by the ones she loved.
Is this worse than Yoga Hosers?
Yes, fully.
What about you? Do you think that?
I would rather watch Yoga Hosers
This movie
again.
made me want to die.
Holy
Well,
shit!
yeah.
Like I wish
Um,
Humpty had gotten me.
No, because the acting was better than Yoga Hosers.
No, you're wrong. You're wrong.
But this movie was
But I
terrible,
respect
and
it.
you need to burn this movie because
Please.
it's garbage.
I'm so glad I bring the worst movies to this place. So
This is getting us prepped for Blood and Honey, though. What we have to expect for.
Are we gonna see this in
Winnie
theaters
Pooh.
now? Before we're gonna have to watch
There's
it.
no way it's in a theater. No
I
way.
mean, it's coming to a theater.
Fuck
right?
that. Fuck you. No way.
Yeah, the theater's YouTube theater.
No way. Yeah.
We'll watch it and we'll turn out the lights.
Maybe at the Palace Theater.
Maybe with a
on Erie
projector
Boulevard.
and like project
Yes.
it. It won't. No Palace. Maybe the Palace. You're right.
The one in Erie. What's the Erie you want to call it? I can't even remember.
Erie.
The porno one.
The
yeah.
point.
There's
Paradise.
Adult World. There's what the
Jewel.
fuck is it called? The Club?
No,
The-
Adult World's not that.
Gentleman's Club. What
No,
the fuck?
none of those.
Okay, guys.
Hey, guys.
Okay, in the comments, write what the porno
Also,
theater instead of-
burn this movie. It's garbage.
Oh God. We
And
love
thanks
you
for
guys.
stopping by, guys.
Thanks. If you got through this, then you're a good person.
Throw my
You're a
hattie.
crazy
There you
person.
go.
See you later. Bye.
Stay classy.